Hello, everybody, and welcome to Portland International Raceway here for the Sportsman Legacy Truck Series Week 6, presented by TH Designs. Once again, here at Portland International Raceway, the inaugural race here at Portland for this series. So it's going to be super exciting to see what people can do here at this unique racetrack. Obviously, Portland, one of the newer tracks here on the service, so I can't wait to see what's going on. And speaking of me, hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race. Here for week 6 of the Sportsman Legacy Truck Series. Been calling every race here, and I can't wait to see what these drivers can do here at this, like I said, newer, dynamic, different road course here, up here in the Northwest. We got just a little under 10 minutes left in practice, and right now, not a lot of drivers showing up to the session, but we do have a couple. Joseph Stafford actually just went top of the board here at Portland, as you see him run some laps. Not only is it the inaugural race for the Sportsman Legacy Truck Series, this is the first race that we'll see at Portland here for High Velocity TV, who recently just bought the track here just specifically for this race. So granted, I will say that Portland not going to be my I'm not the most well termed when it comes to Portland. See Stafford struggled to get down Perry Road there, but Josh Stoles was fastest in practice for the most part of this. Obviously, these drivers have an hour practice, and up until around the 10 minutes left in practice, that number 57 took it. But let's ride on board with this number 42 machine. Love to see Josh Stoles back into the truck series, as ever since we came to this style of truck, has not been able to run with us as much. Let's ride on board with this 42 and 43, and he'll show you the way. Show me the way as well. Down this swooping right turn, you're going to have an abrupt little left turn up here. Another swooping kind of low grip corner. Up here in the turn, I believe this is turn 4, turn 5. Nice little right-hand turn up into almost a little S's section. You see a lot of drivers trying to use up the curving and the track there. And a big heavy braking zone up here into another S's section. Back into another sweeping right-hander, and then we're going to go right back here to the start-finish line. We have another heavy braking zone going down here into turn 1, a little chicane for these drivers. Here Josh, pretty easy on his inputs on the pedals with these trucks. They're not the most easy to drive, so you have to be really careful to not overstep the car. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Joseph Stafford set the fastest lap, but Josh Stoles, his fastest lap only 3/10 off of Stafford's 1:16.9 to Stafford's 1:16.6. So we might have a little bit of a good battle on our hands between the 57 and the 43, as we might have already found kind of our road course ringers at tonight's race. Lee Hamby currently P2 with a lap time of 1:19 flat, so 3 seconds off of your front two. Now we talked to Lee when he won at Phoenix and said he was not the most prepared for these road courses, and just gonna try to survive. Something you have to think about when it comes to Portland is obviously, we're always going to have these road course ringers that'll show up and do well at Portland, but Portland's in kind of an off-ball kind of track. It's very new to the sim. You know, unless you're a road course enthusiast, like maybe like a Stafford or a Stolz. Um, a lot of drivers haven't even bothered to buy the track, right? I feel like that's a big reason why we're seeing a shortage of people showing up for tonight's race. But it's a newer track. A lot of people haven't had a lot of time to learn the track properly, like a track like the Glen or Sonoma, Mid Ohio, the Charlotte Roval. The track, you know, came out earlier, I believe, earlier this year in 2025 January, and we got a bunch of updates and a bunch of rescans to these tracks and everything else. And you know, a lot of drivers here have to put a lot of time to figure out how to run this track. The Austin Runkle coming on, making his first laps. This will be a good identifiers. Drivers who haven't really learned the track at all. You see him already take a spin. We'll grab Hamby in the 47 now. See him in a single-digit car for once. Nice to see him out here. And Hamby, someone who's been dominant throughout the series. And this just shows, you know, someone who's really figured out the way this truck is driven. You know, his fastest time is 3 seconds off of the top two. You see Hamby kind of slow right now. Like, he's just trying to learn the track, and this is a good thing that you can do with practice is kind of sit around, kind of limp this car. I wouldn't say limp it around, but, you know, go half, 3/4 pace, and just try to learn the corners, learn where you can hit your marks, and learn where you can, you know, push the car, learn where you can, you know, where you need to put the truck to make good lap times. If I'm Lee, I'm going to try to set it up to where I can follow, you know, either that 57, who's currently not on track, or that 43 Stolz. We're pretty close at time. You don't have to be, you know, the best here. You just have to be better than the rest of the field, especially with the small field like we have today right now. Currently, 8 people in the session, 6 who have at least set a lap, or 6 that are even in the sim right now with just under 3 minutes left. I don't think we're going to get an abundance more drivers. We're going through some of the field who have showed up tonight. Corey Mott in the number 99, the boss man himself, currently P4. Bob Baker in the 11, showing up with the new FedEx scheme. Really nice looking truck for Bob. He's currently P5, and Jim Mott, this Bush Apple machine. We've come to know and love this scheme. Currently P6, Austin Runkle. Saw him take a spin earlier this practice. He's in the session, in Mateus Marcamini last truck in the session is decided not to set a lap yet. It's definitely going to be interesting to see, you know, who can adapt to this track, who can figure it out, you know, who can learn on the fly. You know, I think maybe Stafford and Stolz have maybe put a little bit more time in than some of these other drivers, and have at least learned the track, where to go and where not to go. I think Camby is someone who can be competitive if he can figure out, you know, where to go and where to put the truck right now. And I think this is what he's trying to do now. Obviously, just under a minute left, so not a abundance of time left for him to learn what he needs to do. But I think in the race, if he can just somewhat keep up with these top two, I think if he can just sit back and learn the track, learn from these other guys who looks like have put a little bit more time, I think he can maybe be, you know, a top 2, maybe top 3 truck. I mean, he's not wrecked it. I don't, since I've been looking at it and everything else, since I've been looking at this 47, I mean, he hasn't been the quickest, but he obviously hasn't wrecked it all. he did improve that time to 1:18.5 versus a 1:19 flat, so knocked half a second off. So just you see this 94, this 47 continue to improve and improve. See Bob Baker right there with 6 seconds left in practice, and just like that, Joseph Stafford's gonna be your fastest here in practice at Portland. And we're gonna get ready to head into qualifying and see what kind of lap times these drivers can set. We wait on some drivers to come on track and try to set a lap. So we got Josh Stoll's group qualifying for this race at Portland. Make sure our qualifying ticker works. We'll get that pulled up as soon as he starts his first lap. I believe these drivers will have 2 laps. Well, just like always, to the lap. It looks like they gave us 15 minutes of practice. I mean, of qualifying. Obviously, the road course, it takes a little bit longer to get around here and everything else. They're really smart out of these race admins to do that. See 11 take a spin. And we're mainly going to look at this 43 and this 57 for qualifying, because it seems like they've figured out this track and figured out what they need to do. I'd rather show you guys trucks that are actually running decent laps and clean laps. See Josh actually picking up the pace a little bit. You saw him, he was not pushing the truck at all through these corners, just trying to save the tires for these 2 heater laps. But you also have to get them warmed up just a little bit so you can get a good lap here. But gonna come out of this last corner, start his first time lap. What can Josh do? He's 99 on Mott, following the 43 out. Maybe gonna try to do what some of these drivers do in real life. You saw Bubba Wallace do it at Coda. Followed out his teammate in Tyler Reddick to get 1-2 in qualifying and put himself on the front row there at Coda earlier this year. Like Corey Mott trying to do the same thing, trying to follow out the 43 of Souls to try to at least, learn a little bit of what he's doing, what he's not doing, and where to put this truck. Do the first set of S's down this long right-hander. Ooh, you see Bill's a little bit upset here. This just shows how hard these trucks are to drive down into heavy braking, down into this second set of S's. Down the sweeping right-hander. Coming back to the line. Stolz for his first lap is gonna... He comes to the line. We'll see what kind of lap time he runs. Remember, his quickest time was a 1:16. That first lap of 1:17.7. Not too bad. This 43 machine. Bob Baker comes down with a 1:22.3. Only P2 as he's the second driver to set a lap. Josh kind of using up the truck a little bit more. I think this will be the lap he wants to set, is the quick one. And back around this last corner. Got to get it to the line. To the line he comes. 1:17.2. So takes off about half a second off that time. Lee Hamby currently P2, 1:18.8. I think this is his second lap here. Struggling with the truck right now. And to see if Stafford's going to set a lap. Obviously, he's got a lot of time. Still just a tick under 10 minutes. I mean, we're running almost, around, the 117, the 120 mark. Got plenty of time. Did the 47 come to the line? Does not improve on that time. 1:19.6 for Hamby. No one else out on track, so we're going to go back to your 43 of Stoles. Go on board with, let's actually look at Corey Ma. We haven't looked at him yet, but currently P3 with the 122 flat. Right on the dot. You don't really see that a whole lot, especially at these road courses. 122 flat for Corey Mott. Coming to complete his second lap, I believe. Can he improve on that time at all? Oh, you ran a 120.5 that lap, but not sure if maybe he hit the grass or maybe he. I'm not sure when it says 2. So I believe that was the second lap, but must have hit the grass. Oh, no, it actually does change. So 120.5 for Mott. Gonna put himself into the P3 position. Eight minutes left, still waiting on currently 4 drivers to set a lap. We have 4 who've set, 4 who haven't set a time. Stafford, Jim Mott, Mateus, and Austin Uncle have still yet to set a lap time. Just looking at the amount of cars, you're going to assume that this is going to be kind of a passive race. Kind of everybody's going to run their own race and just kind of get out of here alive. So no one who hasn't set a lap is even picking their car out on track. Is Joseph Stafford, as I say that. Loads in that U-Haul machine. Here he comes. He's got 7 minutes to complete 2 laps. And you see Joseph taking a little bit of a different approach than Josh Stoles. Josh Stoles really babied the car out of the pits here. You see Joseph kind of already going to work, trying to get these tires warmed up. Oh, 57 loose. He's going to tag the wall there. That's something I saw that might be an issue in the race series. This 57, he drives it a lot harder than the 43 does. And I mean, you just see him all over the place sometimes if he just oversteps it. But to start his first lap here, 57 gonna get it down here on the turn 1. Gonna use up all that curbing. down through that first set of S's, down here into the long straightaway that he struggled in on that outlap. Kind of this hard braking section, back into the second set of S's. Down the sweeping right-hander. Down to the front stretch. Coming to line with this 57. With the 116.7. That's going to easily be your pull, but can he outdo himself here? Can he run faster on the second lap? Right now in the green. The line 150, 117.5. So not going to be enough to outdo that 16, but still what a great lap out of this 57. Right now, currently your pole sitter. Still have Jim Mott, Mateus, and Austin Runkle, who haven't come out on track yet. 2 minutes. I mean, if they want to get a lap in, they need to be already kind of out on track. So I think it's kind of the end of the line for those guys if they even want a chance. They might be able to get one lap in, but they're definitely not going to be able to get both. Did a 57 go off track, and that's something you're going to have to look at. These trucks are not the easiest to drive, and they're going to be easy to overstep the boundary here. One mistake like that, like for instance, that one mistake right there costed Joseph 2.5 seconds on this lap. And with someone like Josh Stoles, who seems to have some decent pace in that truck, you cannot afford to give up these mistakes. There's a minute 30 approaches on the timer. Still Jim Mott, Mateus Arcamini, and Austin Runkle yet to set a lap. And now we're getting the time to where no one will be able to set a lap. We'll continue to watch this 57. He continues to run laps. But Corey Mott also getting some extra laps in during qualifying. That's something really cool I like about iRacing in the sim is that, you know, in real life, once you set your lap, you're out of there. You got to go park it, right? Well, in the section for the Cup Series, I at least know the Cup Series at the road courses is group quality, and you can go out there and set as many laps as you want. But a lot of teams don't do that because in real life, right, you have to start. You only get one set of tires, and for some races, you have to start on those sets of tires, right? So a lot of Cup Series teams go out there, maybe have them go out there, maybe do one, maybe two, at most to 3 runs to try to get a good lap, and then after that, they're not allowed to go back out. So you don't even see that a lot in real life with the road courses of guys continuing to run. Like this is Corey Mott's 6th lap. You don't really see a lot of this, but just like that, as qualifying laps up, Joseph Stafford gonna take the take the pole. See him do some SVG drifts around Portland. He's gonna loop it. That is gonna give us a little buffer, I guess, for drivers who are out on track. Wonder if he parks it here, if he'll concede the timer. No, so we'll have a 120 seconds of silence, I guess, or whatever. It's so I guess something kind of cool with the sim also is that, you know, after the session is up, they'll give you a good buffer period of guys who might have been on track, who have started their lap, to finish the lap before the official practice session is deemed finished. But obviously we don't see anybody else on track here tonight. So we'll just wait for this 45 seconds, but looks like we do have 8 drivers on in the session. Obviously 3 of those, Corey Jimbot, Mateus Marcamini, and Austin Runkle decided not to set a lap. And you see that a lot on the sim, actually. You see, you know, some drivers that are like, I'm not a road course guy. I just rather start in the back, get some easy points just by starting, right? And I think that's exactly what Jim, Mateus, and Austin are trying to do. Just know that they don't have a best feeling for the truck and just want to just get this race kind of over with, I feel like. But now coming with, you know, 5 seconds and counting, Joseph Stafford will officially now take the pole sitter for tonight's race at Portland International Raceway. And just like that, there's some music playing in the background there. But the music will fade, and the drivers will start the grid on tonight's track. Once again, 8 drivers for tonight's race, 73 laps at Portland International Raceway. And we'll continue to sit this out until some of these drivers continue to grid in. Here for these road courses, it is going to be super unique to see what drivers want to do here. I feel like when we've talked about notoriously on the channel about drivers having the ability to make things work and make things not work. When it comes to sets and setting up this car. And 4. Yep, I got you, man. I got you, man. Well, I appreciate the info. Yep. Yep. Thank you so much. Well, that's a little bit of an awkward situation, everybody at home, but you heard it from Corey himself. Not a lot of people decided to join tonight's race, so yeah, they're gonna take top 5 in qualifying, and they're gonna call it a night. You know, 73 laps would have been a long time here at Portland, and I was about to actually turn on the race control because here in the broadcast booth we do have the ability to at least hear race control when they open up their mic here, and I forgot to do that. I forgot to set that up, so I guess a little bit of a shorter broadcast for tonight. Well, we at least got to see some cars on track here at Portland. But yeah, only 5 drivers decided to show up, and as you heard Corey say right there, not worth our time. Actually, I don't know if you heard Corey, but we did just get word from Corey, the league owner. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but they're gonna call the race short. They're gonna take the top. They're gonna take basically their qualifying and give the points there, and we're gonna call the night early. Obviously, he said five guys just not really worth anybody's time, and I don't really blame them for making this call. And I'll say this, you know, Portland seems like a really good and racy track, but with it being a new track on the schedule, a lot of guys just don't have it, right? And with only, you know, the Xfinity Series and the ARCA series coming here in real life. A lot of people don't even really know that this track exists. You see the drag strip that we're looking at right now, but still a great and beautiful facility that iRacing put into the track. But just like that, I guess we'll go ahead and look at your official race results for qualifying and your race. Joseph Stafford gets the pole and will get the win here at Portland. Josh Stolz, P2. Lee Hamby, P3. Corey Mott, P4. Bob Baker, P5. Mateus Balcamini, P6. Matt, Jim Mott, and Austin Runkle will round out your field for tonight's race. And you'll see the pace truck coming out here all by himself. He's going to be running a couple laps by himself for tonight's race. But just like that, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this up a little bit early for tonight. So once again, I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast, or at least being up and anticipating for the broadcast. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race. If you guys are looking for anything, make sure to email us over at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com, whether you're looking for some broadcasting, maybe some broadcasting help. I'm, with us growing and everything else, I'm more than welcome to help maybe another set of guys who are willing to want to learn the broadcast. If you guys are looking to maybe be in the booth or just interested in broadcasting, make sure to join the HVTV Discord down below in the description down below. If you guys are just interested in being in the booth or wanting to produce or just wanting to know what it's like to, be a part of the HVTV family, if you guys are interested in having your league or anything, we were set up to actually do 6 hours of Glenn broadcasts, which we were super up and anticipating for. Unfortunately, that just kind of fell through last minute due to some circumstances out of our doing and out of the person's doing. Also, we do have the Crown Jewel Community Discord link down below if you guys would like to join that. But we also have to give a huge shout out to our sponsors here, not only for Crown Jewel, but also for us as well. So shout out to TH Designs for sponsoring and putting on the league. I know they did discontinue at least sponsorship for the rest. So thank you so much, TJ Hindley, for everything he does. Obviously, he races over there with the Prestige Cup Series. We see him every week on the track instead of as a sponsor. But if you guys are looking for anything paint scheme related, we do have TJ's and TH Designs Twitter down below. If you guys would like any nice paint schemes and everything else, I highly recommend TH Designs. Also have to give a huge shout out to Delta Eagle Designs, our partner here for High Velocity TV. Has done a lot when it comes to graphical work, and also, made us some High Velocity TV paints for the next gen. Well, at least helped with that. If you guys are looking for any graphic work or anything else, be sure to check out Delta Eagle Designs over on X. But besides that, guys, I don't really have anything else for you guys. Kind of a short broadcast for tonight. We had these guys do some qualifying and some entertaining practice laps. But obviously, the race admins and everybody else decided to call the race short. Something out of our doing, something out of everybody's doing. Unfortunately, just did not get the drivers that they expected. But we're going to go ahead and call it for a night. Once again, guys, hope everybody has a great rest of their Sunday. Hope everybody enjoyed the Cup race, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. We'll be back here on the Twitch channel on Tuesday for the for a new league that we're doing in the Cup car. Will be the 03 machine. But for broadcasting wise, we'll be back here right here on High Velocity TV on Thursdays for the Prestige Cup Series. Once again on Thursdays, we'll have Peter Terrio back up in the booth, hopefully. And I can't wait to call that race. And then next Friday, this upcoming Friday, we'll be going to Eldora, I believe, for the AWC Pro Series, their first dirt race of the season. And it's going to be exciting to see what those drivers can do. But from everybody here up in that High Velocity TV booth, and myself, Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race, hope everybody has a good rest of the night. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye every night, and have a good rest of the night.